This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
But first, let's get to the Pre-Fixe, your weekly pop culture roundup.
You know, the first thing I thought when I woke up this morning was that the American Music Awards used to be something when I was a kid. Like, we considered this like the Grammys junior.
No, like something. Like, yeah. Like people, it mattered.
It now truly makes the Golden Globes look like the Nobel Prize.
Yes, correct.
It is.
It's an absolute clown show. It
is so. It's like a 12-ring circus. It's unbelievable. First of all, the good news is that
when I tell you I know nothing that happened at the American Music Awards. Every single thing is going to be a surprise to me is all what I'm saying to you.
Well, I'll tell you this. BTS swept the American Music Awards. Congratulations to them. Somebody named Somber, who I know sings that song Homewrecker, he or they won a couple of things.
He's dressed, you know what? He's dressed like, remember whenever Timothée Chalamet dressed like Countess Luann on the
100%.
That he's like he just made that outfit his whole personality. Yes.
It's quite unbelievable how few artists I know. And I'm on the internet much more than your average 80-year-old, obviously, because of this podcast and beyond. So I didn't know many people there. Who I did know was a little lady named Queen Latifah, who...
Maybe you've heard of her. She showed up with her partner on the red carpet, who I don't think I've seen individual before. They also have a son named Rebel. Had no idea this little chap existed. She's just... Listen, she's like, I will be the equalizer and I will let you, you will know nothing about me. Like, you know what I mean? She's like, I will.
But here's the thing. Speaking of her being the equalizer, what a great, because in life, she's the equalizer.
Is that show even on still? I have no idea if it's even on.
I think it just got canceled. Just got canceled. But she shows up there. This is someone who just like never came out, was ragged on it for years, didn't say a fucking word about it. And then just start showing up places with her partner. Look, she's not obligated to do anything, but what I love is that she posted a photo of her and her partner on the internet, and someone in the comments wrote, Queen Latifah is literally the model of minding your own business and staying hydrated.
Correct.
Period.
She
really was. I mean, she just... I'm like, when did you come out? I'm like, at the BET Awards in 2021. Didn't remember that. Apparently that's when she referenced her partner for the first time in public.
Sure.
Anyway, she looks
catching
fucking
that
great.
Either. It was much like I wasn't watching the American Music Awards. I wasn't watching the BET Awards either.
But I mean, she looks great. No one rocks a ponytail like Dana Owens. Nobody. Like she's truly like.
Yeah, she's really, she's on the Invincibles list for a reason. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if circumstances were different and Queen Latifah married LL Cool J, they could take over the fucking world.
They really could. For real.
They really could.
They would be like Barack and Michelle level of like people.
I just got chills.
But I know I'm being like flippant, but I'm not. I'm being serious.
No, they really would be.
Yeah. Well, too bad that
you know what I would love to see them in is a regional production of On Golden Pond.
Goodbye. Dominic, I think Set It Off needs to be added to the Pizza movie list.
All right. I'm going to say something to you now.
Uh-oh. I haven't seen it since I was a literal child. So like,
I've never seen it. So in case I've had a discussion about it before, as I'm wont to do when I'm embarrassed about not seeing something, if you're a person who's had an in-depth discussion with me about Set It Off, I want you to know I made the entire thing up and
we have to see it. And again, it might be terrible, but like I need to watch it.
Can we throw, since we're like having an alt sapphic moment here, can we throw Bound on the list as well? Sure. The Jennifer Tilly, Gina Gershon epic. I would love to watch that.
Okay, hold on.
Now I'm hoping it rains the whole time we're there. Just I know. We might have to
we literally might have to cancel plans just to go. Okay, so wait, Set It Off.
and then Bound. Okay,
right. Add that to the list. Do you have the list in front of you? Like I know Baps is on it.
Would you like me to read it right now?
Oh, please. Yeah.
Baps.
Yeah.
Practical Magic.
Right.
The Rachel Dolezal documentary.
Yes. With a bullet.
Cats.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Soap Dish.
Oh, God. Of all time.
Set It Off.
Of all time.
Set It Off. And then Bound. And then I wrote Play Aquafina's albums.
Aquafina's
Aquafina. No, Aquafina.
Oh, Aquafina. Oh.
We will be fixing her upcoming and we talk about her music. And so I was like, we need to know if her music is good or not. And so we need to play Aquafina's albums.
Interesting. Okay.
That's a tall order, by the way.
Yeah.
We have to watch a movie a day.
We had this list last year and we didn't watch a single movie.
We watched none of them. We watched My Mom Jane. That's the only thing we watched.
But when you were, speaking of My Mom Jane, it is important that we note that most of you know we tape the Pre-Fixe on Tuesdays. So you're listening to this on Wednesday. This evening, which is a Tuesday, is the Broadway debut of Mariska Magdalena Louise Hargitay in Every Brilliant Thing. I will be seated on the stage. Next week, we will have my full review. But if you want to go to my Instagram to see if I did get a selfie with her. Yeah.
You're in a post-Mariska world when you're listening to this right now.
When you're listening. I am now in a pre-Mariska world, and I cannot she's everywhere. Like the Knicks won. I think even when the Knicks lose, they take selfies with Mariska Hargitay, and people are getting like angry about it because she's been rocking this bob that she's wearing in the Broadway show, and I can't wait.
If you were at the performance and took photos of Dominic on the stage, please send them to us.
Yeah, please just DM me. The other thing we're not talking about this week is that the Summer House reunion aired, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, last night. We will have our full thoughts, but I'm just telling you right now, I don't need to see any of these people ever again, especially Ciara. I'm so sorry.
And everyone with their pitchforks up, which I'm sure that they are, like, know that Dominic doesn't know who these people are. Know that he's not a viewer.
I'm not a viewer.
No, he's not a viewer. Like before we do a whole thing and everyone's mad, like Dominic has never watched the show before. And so he's going off vibrations. I have to defend you here.
I want you to embrace I admit that I'm not a viewer. You can bring your pitchforks, but I want you, if you're a longtime fan of Summer House, to take the objective opinion of someone who's just getting all the facts, or as many as I can digest. I'm not emotionally invested. And so I feel when it comes to this whole Summer House situation, I'm going to be controversial and brave and say I feel wiser than all of you who have actually watched it from the beginning. They're upset.
Oh God,
I've thrown that down. It's on fire. I dare you to put it out. I'm just saying, like, I understand the best friend situation, but there's nothing worse than trying to legislate the behavior of an ex. The fact that they're an ex means it's done.
It's bad. And when you're watching the show, when you're watching the show, you want to shake her and you want to be like, you're better than this. Like that's, I think, the thing that people really like her for.
So much better.
But she ran right back into his arms and then is like, oh, everything's better. It's not good. It's not good.
It's not good because you know what? She's acting with the intensity of 10 Arianas from Scandival, and it's not that. It's not at that level. I don't know. I know people are probably screaming right now. You don't know.
They wanted their mailing bombs. They're literally mailing bombs to your house.
I heard some of you dropping the F-bomb at home. I heard you call me a faggot. But we'll discuss it next week. Wait till you see how knowledgeable I am after watching the reunion and still not watching
any of the show. And me
wait till you watch how arrogantly I show up here next week.
Literally.
Switching to good news, Christopher and I had the
absolute pleasure
of catching a preview performance of the unauthorized parody of Heated Rivalry here in New York. When we say run, don't walk, I mean, we mean crawl over coals to get tickets. It's that good.
Written by my friend Dylan Marcarell, who is the person, like, remember in COVID when we were all in lockdown and there was like these videos called Roni Musical where they were like these different actors like singing songs about like the Real Housewives of New York, and it was really funny. That's the person that wrote this, and he is a genius, is all I'm going to say to all of you. Run, do not, like, Titanic should be shaking in its little boots, and I'm going to fucking
for sure.
I'm going to go there.
I even in my stories put it on an Oh Mary level. And I think that the fact that what we saw was a preview, like it's going to get better than it is now. It's Oh Mary funny. It was so
hilarious.
Yeah. It makes fun of us who watch the show. It makes fun of the show, but it's also somehow a love letter to it. It's so great.
It makes fun of you. It makes fun of us. It makes fun of them. It makes fun of everyone. It like is, and but it is also heartening. It's not like mean. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Like you feel good at walking away from it, and it's guys, I'm telling you, this
if you
is
haven't
like
seen the show. It's not necessary to see the show, but it's very helpful because there's a lot of Easter eggs about things that happen in the show. And if you get a chance to meet Dylan afterwards, the creator, don't ask him when he wrote it or how long it took, because if you're a performer or have any background in writing or performing, you'll unalive yourself after.
Dominic wanted to walk off a bridge after he had this conversation.
It was my only question. As someone who, I write song parodies in my comedy, I've never written like a full-length musical parody, like, or anything on that scale. But I'm not going to tell you the short amount of time that he wrote something so brilliant, but it's sort of like, as far as comedy goes, for someone like me, this is like a Mozart level. Like I'm not going to say anything more. Actually, fuck it. If you see him, ask him how long it took him to write it, and then go lay in traffic afterwards, because that's what I plan on doing.
He's a genius. No, it's truly so funny. And if you're a fan of Heated Rivalry, it's like every single thing that you want. It's like a parody. It's like a scary movie level parody of like, and I use that as like a humongous compliment. Like,
and the leads, especially the fake Shane Hollander. My God, bring a towel.
Ding dong.
If you ding dong, indeed.
Yeah.
Speaking of ding dongs, we have to get back to the AMAs real quick because we didn't want to bury the lead here, but two of our favorite ladies appeared on this program last night. A little Tony winner named Nicole Louise Scherzinger.
Oh no.
Her and
Dominic.
The PCD reunited. They did Don't Ya, they did Buttons, they did a medley of their hits. And here's the thing. They looked and sounded absolutely fucking phenomenal. It's such a shame they didn't book smaller venues and keep this publicity going.
Shame.
It sucks.
It's such a shame that her head became as big as the globe. And she thought that we were going to go to Madison Square Garden to see her do Buttons.
But they're so good. They don't look at all like an act that's like a nostalgia act. They look like
like the Backstreet Boys now.
I mean, exactly. But you know what I mean? Like you're talking about, that's a great example. They're receding hairlines, the lowering of the keys so they can hit it. These women look as though they're opening or being opened by the K-pop Demon Hunters. They could tour.
Yeah.
It's a shame they blew this.
I know. It's a shame. Yeah. It's a shame that Nicole thought she was something that she wasn't.
No, Nicole,
I'm really against her recently. I don't know why. I just
the worlds of pop music and Tony Awards, the Venn diagrams with those two worlds are not as like cohesive as you would think.
And I'm sorry, you don't have the catalog. I'm sorry to say that. I know it's mean, but you don't. You have Buttons, which is their best song, unequivocally. And then you have the next biggest song is Don't Ya, which is like a song that no one actually wants to listen to anymore. It was funny when it was a novelty thing in the early 2000s, but like,
some PCD followers might come for you by saying Don't Ya.
Let them.
The also ran to Buttons. Yeah, I actually took their recent, it's called In the Club or Don't Bring Your Girlfriend to the Club.
Yeah. Goodbye.
I took it off my gym list because I was done listening to it. I'm like, I get it, you're whores. And this is a whore positive podcast, don't get me wrong, but you have to have other qualities. Like being a whore is great, but also, I don't know, be a cook or something.
They just don't have I'm sorry, they don't have the catalog. What's their next biggest song?
They don't have the range.
Yeah. Listen to me, I don't have the range. I never. The best thing of all time. The best thing ever. By the way. I see, I don't have the range.
By the way, speaking of, I shouldn't say doesn't have, this would be mean, but speaking of doesn't have the range, the Black Eyed Peas reunited at the American Music Awards last night.
Now this is karma for what I just said about her, is that you're going to tell me Fergie sounded terrible.
Why? Are you ride or die for the Black Eyed Peas?
No, but I just love Fergie. I want to, that's my girl.
from what I understand, they didn't sing. They just sort of reunited. They won. And this is why the American Music Awards need to be put under the lamp or maybe just put down because they have a category called Best Throwback Song.
No.
Okay, girl. So there are songs from...
Oh, Christ.
So the Black Eyed Peas won this award for Rock Your Body. They were nominated against... I swear to God. They were nominated against Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls and some other shit from 16 years ago. It's like, you're going to give an award? What? Like, what even is this?
A clown show, as I said. It was a
clown show. Keep in mind when I was... I don't know about when you were a kid, but when I was a kid, the American Music Awards would give out Best Black Female and Best Black Male, were the actual awards. Even at the time we were looking at each other before woke was a thing and we were like, this doesn't seem appropriate. Why does Tina Turner have to accept a separate award from anyone who's white? It was just so bizarre.
Think about, and the nominees are... And I don't want the world to see. And then it's like, Jesus. Iris, the Goo Goo Dolls. And then it's like, rock your body. Come on, rock. Like, think about those two songs being played congruently.
It's just...
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing in my mind.
It's a new category. They were not only nominated against the Goo Goo Dolls, Iris, they were also nominated against What's Up by 4 Non-Blondes. I didn't even know what to say about
Not Linda Perry being there in that hat.
I'm serious.
Stop. Have you seen her on recently going and doing these interviews where she's like, I wrote a song, Get the Party Started, that was a joke, and then Pink thought it was great. Like, she's filleting people on the internet right now.
For what? Did someone hurt her? Or does she just
I don't know. I don't know.
It's crazy. The AMAs they're a crazy world. They're literally a crazy world.
It's lunacy. The last thing that they did right, which was the AMAs, was when they had Celine Dion sing My Heart Will Go On for like the 20th anniversary.
That was great.
Of Titanic.
Okay. Are you caught up with Euphoria?
I'm sorry to tell you that we watched 3 episodes and I was like, I need to take a break because this show makes me want to be somewhere else other than watching it. That's
all right. Well, we can hold off. I mean, spoiler alert.
Tell me.
Well, spoiler alert for anyone watching, a major character died.
Oh no.
This past Sunday in this second to last episode of the series. So if you don't want to know, we're going to give you 10 seconds to log off.
Fast forward a minute.
We'll give you 10 seconds while Chris sings a bar from Iris again while you log off.
And I don't want the world to see me.
All the cats in my building just jumped out a window. So
beautiful. P.S. I sing that at karaoke sometimes when I'm very in my emotional state, and it's beautiful. That's all.
Anyway, Jacob Elordi's character died in Euphoria in a very
I'm shocked.
In a graphic, shocking HBO.
What a surprise.
Way, which I don't even know if I can explain it, but he's like in a coffin and breathing through a tube, and a rattlesnake crawls down the tube and then into him, and then he dies
because he doesn't pay the guy the money back.
So he owes someone money. Yeah,
sure. Dominic, there's a name in the credits of this show. Have you clocked it? Because I have.
Nope. I don't. I barely watch the show, and
I'm glad you're sitting.
I know who you're going to say, because is her real name Aubrey O'Gay? Is that what you're going to tell me?
Sure, motherfucking is, Dominic. Okay. And she is not getting the flames that she needs to be getting for like ruining her impact is all over this show.
In case you're just a new listener, we're speaking about Drake.
Yes,
we're speaking about a man
who
we're not only misgendering but making up a name for, because we can, because we own it. That's why we own this podcast.
That Sam Levinson is such a fucking loser in every way. They're trying so hard to make it like an A24 film, and it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. And they're trying to do this like A24, and like the scenes where he's getting beat up and thrown down the stairs, and his pinky toe gets cut off, and she's crying and screaming and all that. I was like, I have seen this scene 900 million times. They're trying so hard to be like Tarantino-esque / dare I say Ryan Johnson? Is it Ryan Johnson, the guy that does Poker Face and Knives Out and all that stuff? Like they're doing the yellow like credits, which is like kind of like his signature now. They're really like why am I not seeing more internet like harassment of like how he's trying to really just steal someone else's like
I think people don't care because the it's going off the air. But what I do notice is that they're in the paper, as it were, every day. Like anytime Sydney Sweeney inhales on that show, there's backlash for it because she's an OnlyFans model on the show. OnlyFans models hate her. Christians hate, like everyone hates everyone on the show.
Sure.
And every week it's getting this deep dive to the point where people are like, Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney may have to like hug it out because now there's talk about maybe this isn't the series finale coming up because it's gotten so many eyes on it during this past season that maybe it would come back again.
She's not going to do it. Zendaya already didn't want to. Did you see the video of whenever Sam Levinson tried to take a picture with her on the red carpet and she went out, she sprinted away.
She doesn't even like him.
Like she was like, oh, what? I hear my agent calling me. Like, oh, what? Like it's so blatantly obvious that she sprints away from it.
Like when Gaga told Caitlyn Jenner she has a new barista and walked away.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that. I love being caught dissing on camera like that.
Yeah. Like she's like, oh, what? And then she's like throwing rocks at her publicist to be like, pull me away from him. And then like the publicist comes over and is like, oh, we got to go. And when I tell you hightails it out of there more than Rue does on the show at all in the first episode. Like it is insane.
By the way, when you said, whenever anyone refers to her as Rue, I only think of RuPaul because I forget that that's her character's name.
Speaking of, we'll get to her, by the way.
We're going to get to her old ass in just a few minutes. You hang on. Have you watched The Crash on Netflix yet?
I literally just watched it 2 days ago.
I mean, it's what a lot of people are talking about. I watched it just sort of like, I do like a true crime moment. I wasn't really interested in this one, but I sort of watched it under duress because I felt like out of the loop.
Same. And then I was watching all these true crime. I watched the Elizabeth Smart thing that just came out this year, which was good. It was really good. And she talks about it a lot. I mean, you kind of already know the story because I feel like she's done multiple
things.
And
she's also in the paper every day too. Her bodybuilding. Yeah.
To remind you that like they were literally in the forest behind her house. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. And she like actually lived when most of them don't. But then I was going to the yogurt shop murders, Dominic. I was all over the place.
Stop.
Which PS was great. Anyway, so The Crash.
This little bitch, Mackenzie Shirilla, the real life Regina George, and embracing that, by the way. Here's what I don't need to see. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm glad that I still have enough feelings from being on the internet for so long that I can still say, I don't ever need to see a parent finding out that their kid's dead. I don't. I never need to see that. No one needs to see it ever. Like maybe if I'm on a jury and an attorney needs to sway me with it, then great. But just having these people screaming about their kids dying with no warning and just popping up in my algorithm on Instagram, Maron.
No,
give me a break. I haven't had my coffee yet.
It's why I don't watch a lot of true crime stuff anymore because I can't. It's too much.
Dominic Roots says that's his mother, right? I watch like 10 seconds of it and then it keeps popping up in my algorithm and I can't see it. I get upset when I watch it.
There was one called like something, I don't even know what it was called. Something where like this guy, all these friends are at a house party and they wake up and then one of them is dead. And like the first thing comes on the scene is the 911 call where the person is screaming bloody murder that their friend has been brutally murdered and is like calling 911 to say like get an ambulance to police
the Idaho murders? Was that the Idaho murders one?
No, but it was something like Robert Wan is dead or something like that. Something like that. I don't remember. I'm sorry that I just ruined. I completely fucked it up. I don't know anything about it because I turned it. I was like, I can't do this. Nope. Bye.
Well, it's been number one for a couple of days. The crime is that the 17-year-old girl was having a fight with her boyfriend and the boyfriend and his friend were in the car. So she deliberately gunned it and ran her car into a brick wall. And she was the only one who lived. She killed her boyfriend and the boyfriend's friend. Anyway, one of their parents has lost their job because of their participation in this. It's becoming like a huge thing where there's going to be 2 or 3 sequels and jailhouse interviews. Oh, it's terrible.
When you see the parents talking about their child and then they roll those like social media clips where she's a fucking bitch. I'm like, oh, they really did her really fucking dirty. Like, and then the parents being like, my daughter's a great person. She's like living with her boyfriend and is only 17 years old.
She's 17. She's not supposed to be living with her boyfriend. No. You're not cool. Look what you did.
No, it's bad.
Look what you did.
The parents come off really bad. Like really bad.
We're going to use come off in quotes because I think they should be right there with her. Honestly, like this, they're bad. Not. How do you? Bad. if you look, people have mental problems. Mental health is a real thing, but there are occasions where someone's fucked up because they were raised that way. And you sort of watch this and you're like,
for their actions
at all. And you're looking at these parents and you're like, yeah, I think this could be one of those rare cases where you like get charged as an accessory because you literally made a monster. You made a monster. Anyway, we'll button this by saying there was a point when Mackenzie Shirilla thought that she was being wronged and wanted, I am not making this up, wanted Kim Kardashian to be her lawyer.
And that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know.
You've failed. You parents, you failed if she's reaching out. If her version of real life Matlock is Kimberly Kardashian, turn in your mom card. If you have other kids, give them away. You've done a bad job. Anyway, Kim said no. She wants nothing to do with this case.
Well, Kim's like, I legally can't do this because
she also failed the bar. She also failed the bar. Right. Speaking of controversial and brave, I would like to make a revelation to you, Christopher, now officially. I know I've dipped my toe into this pool for the past couple of months. I'm now fully there. There's a rumor going around that Lori Loughlin will be cast on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Not only am I in full support of this, but I am now at this point on May 27th, 2026, fully team Lori Loughlin. Like she's goals. She's now goals. It's been years since this college scandal. She's not said a fucking word about it. She has avoided jail time. She unloaded her multi-millionaire douchebag of a husband and will probably live very comfortably for the rest of her life on whatever their settlement was. She has only gotten sexier. Her star power has only grown. Those ridiculous daughters of her. Oh, yes. If she's being considered, I think this is like a feather in her cap that she's even being considered to be on this. I don't know that she'll play a villain role, but I want into Lori Loughlin's life with a hunger that I can't even explain. I think it's a fabulous choice. I hope she says yes, because she's looking at Felicity Huffman and she's like, I wouldn't even spend 14 minutes in jail. I don't know how you did 14 days.
Yeah, sure.
And she was real snotty about it at the time, or came across that way, like laughing it off. Well, here we are. She's now a half a billionaire, foxy as fuck, and getting job offers and didn't have to spend a day in jail.
I don't think
Lori Loughlin.
I don't think she's going to do it.
Well, she certainly doesn't need to. So now it's just a matter of what's that ego going to say.
I know, but there's so much to lose. There's so much to lose.
But I know where you're coming from, but even if her reputation went in the toilet, she was already like, for a period of time, the most hated woman in America. Because remember, we were like, Felicity Huffman is an angel. She's taking responsibility, and she wrote on a text and served her time and did all that. And we're like, you're evil. But now under like a 2026 eye, now I'm thinking to myself, who's the dumber one here now?
No, but
in Trump's America, Lori Loughlin is clearly the hero.
Hello,
Felicity Huffman is just a boob.
You are right. I just don't see the performance happening that we think. Much like we will discuss this later in the episode when we talk about Nicollette Sheridan. Mm-hmm. I don't think, and not that I think that Nicollette Sheridan would underperform on Beverly Hills, but I feel that some of these people that they're throwing out there that might be joining the cast will underperform.
I think Nicollette Sheridan would overperform.
Which is, again, lining up to the
TV. She'd be like, what's her name? Amanda Francis, but in the opposite way. They'd be like, you've painted yourself into the opposite corner. Like, we can do nothing with you.
Did you see Rihanna DMing Amanda Francis being like, please don't quit?
And can I tell you,
I love the Rihanna fan. I'm sorry to say, I love, it's great. It's weird whenever you are like, oh, this person has watched what I have done as my work. Do you know what I'm saying? And
absolutely,
I'm being annoying about that, but I remember a couple years ago in New Jersey, I was like, guys, John Hamm watches this show, and they're like, what? And I was like, yes,
sure.
Jennifer Lawrence watches this show.
Anyone in power at Bravo must have drawn breath when Rihanna tweeted, because they were probably seriously reconsidering.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, she doesn't want to do it. I think that they're
no.
That she's like out. Like she's.
Well, and also they're like, they were 5 steps away from like destroying her entire business and making, like showing what an MLM scheme it is, which it is, allegedly. So like that to me is like, she knew, oh, this is actually not doing what I wanted it to do, which is boost my business. It makes me look like a charlatan. So I need to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You all are still trying to be Bethany. Bethany invented that model and then burned it behind her. She did so well, no one's going to do that.
But it was because it was the first one and it was a novelty. And that was like so interesting. And you watched her star rise. Like these people, like she was in a 1-bedroom. I just rewatched all of this because I was on Rewind Sesh. But like we had to.
Oh, yes, you were on Bitch Sesh. We haven't talked about that.
I was not on Bitch Sesh. I was on Rewind Sesh, which is in like a humongous top tier, very expensive tier of their, like kind of what their Patreon is, but it's not. It's their own thing. But I did get a shout out on Bitch Sesh, and many people DM me and texted me, and so that was very fun.
That's great.
And I would like,
we've returned to the favor by shouting them out here on our podcast.
And I would love, and been DMing about going on the regular show, so maybe it'll happen soon. But all this to say, you can't replicate it nowadays. You can't.
There isn't a way to do it.
TV is a different thing. TV is a different thing.
The contracts that you have to sign make it impossible to do what Bethany did.
And not even that, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like every product that could possibly be pushed has been pushed.
Right.
You know?
How about a lifestyle brand? Just kidding. Let's talk about the Cannes Film Festival. In the winner's circle, there was little to no American representation. So I'll shout out a bunch of foreign names that you're not going to care about now. You should just know that the Palme d'Or went to something called Fjord, which stars Renata Rensive, who was in Sentimental Value last year. She was Oscar nominated. And Sebastian Stan, who is American, I believe.
I believe it's a Romanian film also, I think.
And he was nominated for portraying Donald Trump in The Apprentice a couple of years ago. And he's also the Winter Soldier, is he not? One of them?
Something like that, yeah.
So the bigger stories, obviously, from Cannes come about people's physical appearances. Lisa Rinna, what do we think? Rinna showed up yeah, she was peacocking for sure. And she had on what I'm assuming is a wig, but it was like a bouffant blown back white wig. I love when someone who's known for glam, be drag queen or not, decides they're going to dip the toe in I'm aging exterior and put on something white or a white wig or a turtleneck. Like that's always a fun moment. A lot of people were hating on it. I didn't mind it. I mean, she looked like Lisa Rinna having fun to me.
She has Katy Perry disease where she has the shit-eating grin of like, can you believe that I'm here doing this? And it turns me off to her. And that's really sad.
I think her intentions are less sinister than Katy than accused sexual assaulter.
Everyone's is. But she has that thing of like, can you believe that I'm here doing this? And I'm like, yeah, I can believe it. Like, I don't know. There's something about, I don't know.
Lizzo was also on the Cannes red carpet for the AmFAR benefit. Now this
is a star turn. Like this is and she's gone away. Like when we were like, get the fuck out of here, get Charlene Squigley and get beat it. She beat it. You know what I mean? Like she laid low.
Because she's not settling. It's not done yet. She's just not settling. She's going through with whatever she needs to go through. She's like, I'm not admitting shit for shit because it's cheaper. Take the money. We're going for it. This is also, she has an album coming out in a couple of weeks and she's been going on Instagram regularly, trashing her record label, which won't end well for her in the short term, but she'll still be an industry hero. She's just like, I don't understand why the label is not promoting my album enough. All this new music's coming out this summer. All these labels are behind it. And then posts a video of her wheat pasting the poster for her album up on billboards on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles, doing it herself and putting that on Instagram and trashing her label. So she's trying to make it work.
Genius. It's kind of genius.
It is. It
makes me feel bad for her a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's a good gag. Not to mention Madonna has also been doing the same thing recently in London. So it might be a direct ripoff, which is still a fun homage, but good for Lizzo, who's also been responding to a lot of people who are like, oh, people are either like, I like fat Lizzo better, or I thought she was losing weight.
because she's
no, it's
not
so mean. It's
thin. And she's on Instagram now saying
comments,
to people, well, Instagram or X rather, I should say, where she's like, hey, has it ever dawned on you that some people don't want to be thin? Like, I got where I wanted to be and now I'm thrilled. So grow up. She's like, I'm not going to be a 2 because I don't want to be. I want to be a 14 or a 16 or whatever she is. And she just looks great. She looked good before. She looks great now.
Definition of snatched in this blue. This blue outfit is like what we should have been getting at the Met Gala and didn't get.
Every person that could fit in the back of that dress to hold it together is definitely in it. Let's not there is like the amount of corset work that's underneath. Yes. There's a full Eiffel Tower worth of wrought iron underneath her nipples and going down to her pelvis.
Great. And it
works. I'll wear it on stage. I'll wear that exact dress. I don't care. She looks great. And speaking of physical appearance, John Travolta still making the rounds on the morning shows, coming back from Cannes, defending his director's hat. He's like, if you Google directors, the famous directors, they all wear a beret. Okay, John, they were also homosexuals. Just say it already so we can move on with our lives. For real.
Also, where's Shelley? How about that?
Guys, seriously, go to Aruba.
This is the other thing is it's like, he's like, look at my beret. Like, and then he's like, look at my beret again. Like, it's so funny.
He should marry Rinna.
When men are like, oh, fashion exists, let me do this now. And he's like showing up everywhere wearing a beret. And it's like, you just wear it that one time and then we'll think it's funny and then wear something else. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a tank top, John Travolta. It's an actual hat.
But it's like, that's a choice. A tank top is a shirt. Like, everyone needs to wear a shirt. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like, we all have to stay warm.
You know? Yeah. But like,
speaking of how people look, have you seen, did you get the link I sent you with Gina Davis?
Yeah.
She drank the potion. She's 70 years old and she looks 50. She drank the potion.
Here's what I'll say though. That dress needs to be burned.
There is something about wide décolletage that certain women don't understand. It's not. You have to be built a certain way for that.
She looks incredible. It doesn't.
She does.
It is not even that. I know what you're saying, but she looks great in it. It's just the ugliest dress I've ever seen in my life. Is what it is.
Yeah. You mean like the pattern of it?
It's just the whole thing. Everything about it. It's just everything about it's wrong, and yet she looks incredible. So she pushes through, but I'm sorry, like when I see the pictures, all I can look at is how terrible that dress is, but she looks beyond.
You need to have a certain type of bosom to wear. Like, that's not even a V, that's like a U, and it goes down too low, and it does ruin the dress.
I know, but it looks good. She looks good though. The body be banging.
She looks flawless.
And again,
her face,
it's just the dress itself, everything about it, the pattern of it, it looks so cheap. It's everything. It's terrible. Anyway.
Also, Hilary Duff, we've let this slip by without mentioning it, but she is on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Talk about body be banging. She refused to wear a bikini. She was like, fuck you, no thanks. I'll do what I want. No. Otherwise, I'll go on any other magazine that wants me. And that's it. And people this morning actually on the internet have been posting pictures of Hilary Duff being at the American Music Awards 21 years ago and very clearly looking better now. She hasn't really needed a glow up, but she has just become, she's grande dame material. That's what we're going to see. When she hits 50, she's going to be giving, dare I say, Kylie Minogue energy, because the music's poppy, the music is fun. It's not getting as much play as it should, but the stuff she's released recently is actually pretty good. And, you know, she survived Toxic Momgate, but when Ashley Tisdale's your enemy, I guess you're going to win no matter what.
Yeah.
Truly.
There's something about her that I can't put my finger on that just, it irks me.
About Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
In general. Interesting.
There's something that's so false about this whole thing.
Interesting. Well, fans of Hilary Duff, I'll give you Chris's home address if you write me.
I don't know. There's something, she rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't help but think about that husband with the picture and him being annoying.
The gay husband.
Yeah.
The petty bitchy husband. Yeah. Who got involved in Mom.
And then there's something, and like she looks great. Sure. The music is good. Again, we pitched for her to do all of this and then she copied it and did it. So like, that's great. But there's something about her that I can't put my finger on it.
A bit of casting news, really good one that this podcast stands behind. It looks as though Quinta Brunson will be playing Betty Boop in the film version, which is wonderful because she's kind of already Betty Boop.
Yeah, she is
in a way.
Boop-esque. Yeah.
just great casting. Looking forward to that. Emily in
What
Paris.
is that movie going to be? What is that movie going to be, by the way?
It'll be a mess like the Broadway musical was. It'll be like a complete mess. But we'll like it because she's in it.
And then all the pictures of her in like a boop wig kind of a thing. And I'm like obsessed with it. I'm like, yep,
because she's worn that before. She's worn that several times, that hair in public. So it's the gossip sites already had plenty of photos to pull upon as though it was like her audition tape. But she has Betty Boop's eyes already. She looks just like her. Emily in Paris is leaving Netflix after 6 seasons. I guess Emily is leaving Paris. Never saw an episode. Everyone I know who watches the show hates it, but is addicted to it. And I'm not interested.
It's once you realize what the show is, you're like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? It's like a soap opera. It's very soapy. It's very just like, here's a problem. And then Emily fixes it within the episode. Like we're not reinventing the wheel. And the men on it are probably the most beautiful people that I've ever seen in my entire life. And so that's why I keep coming back.
You know, the creators of the show were really hoping that everyone would always refer to it as Emily in Paris, and it just never happened.
And never was never going to happen.
Because they thought it was so sing-songy. Emily in Paris, no one did it. No, we're Americans. We don't.
We're pieces of garbage.
Yeah, we still say mozzarella here. I mean, come on, people. No one's going to say Paris. No one's doing that. So we were talking a couple of weeks ago about the trailer for the Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and Lupita Nyong'o, one of the world's great beauties and an Academy Award-winning actress, is playing Helen of Troy, who is, according to mythology, the most beautiful woman in the world. So, of all people, one of the world's ugliest humans, Elon Louise Musk, starts making public statements, but Helen of Troy is supposed to be the most beautiful person in the world, not buying Lupita Nyong'o in that role. Making this public for no reason other than just to remind everyone that he's hideous to look at and has a 2-inch penis, which is probably like a 16-inch robot penis now because it's all he does is make toys. And Lupita Nyong'o responded basically with an eye roll and a shrug. She's like, great, come see the movie. Thanks. I'm ugly. Come see the movie. How are you going to call Lupita Nyong'o ugly? It's just the strange. And look, like, I would fuck Shrek before Elon Musk. And that's not an exaggeration. It's not an exaggeration.
I love her comment she said, we can't perform beauty.
No, we can't.
Just get him. One, who gives a fuck what he has to say about anything? Like, don't come here and act like we're going to be like, oh, blah, blah. Like, literally go fuck yourself. 3, shut up. No one cares. You don't know anything about making films. She's an Academy Award-winning actor. I'm excited by her being in the movie. I mean, why are we even saying anything? Like, what am I defending her being in the movie? What am I doing?
He launched a rocket this week and Nicki Minaj.
He's a fucking loser is what he is. Like, who gives don't talk. And this is the thing. They want to whine. P.S. We didn't even bring up Jeff Bezos giving that interview. They want to whine when we say shit about them, but then they want to be able to go give their opinion about every single thing and be fine with it. You know what I mean?
Jeff Bezos is not on the, I don't want to talk about him.
I don't either, but he's really trying to, after the Met Gala, he's really trying to make that image turn.
Because he caught that disease from Lauren Sanchez.
Yes, yeah. But you know what I mean? He really, we're not even going to bring it up, but like he really is trying to do something. And it's funny because it's like, oh, it is getting to him actually that we all think he's a loser. But yeah, Elon Musk, no one gives a fuck what you have to say. P.S. They're like, this isn't like canon for the time. And everyone's like, this is a mythological story. Like
it's something
there's
that
like a hydra that he has to
happen.
fight in one of the scenes. Like there's like spirits that come to him. There's like the Lady of the Lake comes to him. Like what?
The Odyssey is not it's not a historical document.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that at least they're saying, oh, why is she ugly instead of why is she black? So maybe we've sort of graduated. Like maybe idiots have graduated from racism to just
she's also one of the most beautiful people on the planet.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Speaking of the Odyssey, Matt Damon looks like he's the one that's going to star in the next project from the Daniels, who, of course, won Best Director for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and they haven't done a movie since then. Mm-hmm. Whatever this top secret project is, it looks like Matt Damon's going to be in it. Great. There were no other boring white people available. Chris and I are right here, and we're actually not boring. So, way to go.
Well, they're trying to jump off of this Odyssey. They're trying to be like, oh, what's he going to be in next?
Yeah, but what if it's terrible?
He's now going to be in everything just from them being like excited about Christopher Nolan doing a movie with him.
Why is Matt Damon having a moment?
I don't know. I hate him. I can't stand it. And let's bring up really quickly, people love to forget this or look right past it, as many a time I've brought it up on podcasts, that he literally only 2 years ago was like, I heard that I'm not allowed to say faggot anymore because
we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
We literally brought it up.
Yeah. My child said it's not good. And I'm like, oh, that shouldn't have been your kid that told you that. Like, love of the world. You know what I mean? Like, what? Anyway.
When I was flying back from Puerto Rico last week, I watched The Departed. Mm-hmm. I don't know why this was the plane movie I decided to watch. I
don't either.
It's great. I mean, it's really great. I didn't like that he was in it, but thankfully, because I don't like him and his character is thoroughly unredeemable throughout the whole movie. So I enjoyed watching his demise. I enjoyed watching him say the F word, mm-hmm. and then
when he's playing like rugby or whatever. Yeah.
He's
a loser.
He is a loser. Did you ever watch Rick and Morty? That's another show I just didn't. I sort of missed it.
Was obsessed with it.
Well, let Hassan know there's a movie coming out. After all this time, there will be a Rick and Morty.
That's big. I won't lie, that's big. It was a big show. So that's big.
You know what else is big? Lindsay Chrisley of the Chrisley clan arrested for a DUI. One by one, this family.
Yeah.
Criminals. Every single one of them.
Yep.
Gay criminals. There's really no other story there. I just want to laugh that she's in jail. Just like the family pumpkin. Being incarcerated is the family business down there, ain't it?
Pumpkin. Bye, pumpkin.
Since we're in our crime section, there are some fans who have seen Mary J. Blige's residency in Las Vegas who want their money back.
Uh-oh.
They say
I don't like that.
She is literally sleepwalking through it, sitting down.
Oh, no. No.
I sent you... The link I sent you has a clip on it. And it when I tell you it looks like she is truly walking in her sleep. You know, a residency is not for everybody.
No, it's hard.
She has the catalog, but you got to show up there and you got to do it.
I don't need her dancing. I don't need her dancing.
But it's not just, it's like the movements. It's like a whole
Can't she just sit there and sing or just stand there? Do what Mariah does and just stand there and sing.
When I tell you she's lumbering back and forth on the stage, she doesn't look
lumbering.
She looks great, but she's not acting like she's well. She looks like she just wants that check to clear and then get back to New York is what she looks like.
Well, and it's sad because remember at the Super Bowl when she was performing and she sang and then fell back because she was gave it her all and it was we loved it. Now I'm sad.
It's a great moment.
Yeah. Because that's what we want.
Heralding a return.
You know what I mean? That's what we want from her and it's not. You're telling me it's not there.
While we're talking about crimes, in the last week, the footage of Britney's DUI was released. It's pretty unremarkable, to be honest. She just acts like Britney in it. She's not particularly wasted. She did fail the sobriety test,
which is not good.
Adderall and something else. I don't know, maybe something not shocking. Not worth all the alerts I got because I thought that she got arrested again, but instead they were just oh, it's the body cam from 6 weeks ago. I'm like, all right, unnecessary. But
was she barking like a dog and wielding a knife? She wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Was she being insane? No, she was like, please just don't arrest me. She was I just really don't need this right now. And they were well, we have to arrest you. You know what I mean? It wasn't this person devoid from reality.
Not one bit.
They're wanting to pitch us.
So much so we're not even doing a Britney watch for it. I'm not even going to say hey y'all the right way because let her rest. Okay. Ricky. So now we're in a small section of reacting to overzealous fans because several stories this week. Ricky Martin was performing in Montenegro and someone threw tear gas on the stage.
Why?
Leave Ricky Martin alone. He's all we have right now. He's an international treasure.
Also, stop throwing stuff at people in general. Just in general.
Cleared from the stage. It was this is why I don't go to concerts because people don't know how to behave. They don't.
They
fucking don't.
And they want their moment in the sun
A Beyonce concert's a good one to leave the house for because everyone there, A, has skipped rent to go see Beyonce. And 100%.
B, so they're trying to not fuck it up. Yeah.
No. And if anyone starts shit at a Beyonce concert, 1,000 people will look at you and say, girl, don't. And you don't.
Or
you
her
really
snipers.
Don't.
Well,
Anybody.
Or her manager, Blue Ivy, will come and personally fuck your shit up.
Or Tina Louise Knowles will be airlifted to your seat and lowered on top of you to smack you in the face. So Zayn Malik, formerly of One Direction, had several incidents this week. He was walking into a club.
someone was trying to get his attention. He didn't give it to them. So they threw a water bottle at him. And this woman looked pissed who threw it. Like, that you end up in jail that way. You don't get an autograph when that happens.
No, don't do that.
And then like 48 hours later, he's trying to leave somewhere and had to get a little loud with people, be like, I need to open the fucking door, was what he said, because they were preventing him from like getting into the car. And to these fans, I want to say, isn't he ill? Isn't he?
That's what I was saying. Why is he going to a club? Problem. Why is he going to a club? Also,
he can socialize however he wants, but don't approach someone who's ill. Like, let him get in his car and then throw shit at the car. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to help everyone out here. I don't know if it's working. And then we get to Dame Russell Crowe, who this is now, as of the time of us recording this is now appearing everywhere. This video. This old man is such a fucking asshole. We already knew this, but we don't ever need to see him again. There's a group of people outside wherever he walks out of this hotel. He holds up his hands and he's like, all right, do not push up on me. I'm going to get up to each one of you if I can. But the first person who crosses the line and acts like a dick, I'm out of here. And this is exactly, it's giving very Alec Baldwin against the paparazzi energy. And then proceeds to like be as miserable as possible while signing shit for people. These are the people that I look at and say, did you not want to be successful? Because like, if you wanted to be an actor, obviously the hope was, I'll get to be in all these movies. Like, if you didn't want to be famous, you should have just done regional theater or summer stock, or just leave your talents to the internet.
Then don't do autographs.
Don't do Gladiator is the question. Don't do Les Mis. Stay in Australia and shut the fuck up.
But do you know what I mean? Like, just that, why? Then don't do it. Like, don't even do it then. Then why are you doing? If you're miserable the whole time, then then why?
Shave your beard, get plastic surgery so you look like someone different. Don't act anymore and go fuck yourself. Russell Crowe. Some Broadway news. Jawbreaker, which has long and wrongly been, referred to as like Heathers Jr. or something like that.
Yeah.
Is going to be a musical. Someone's making it into a musical. I won't say it's superior to Heathers, but in some ways it is, because it's not. I mean, you haven't lived, you haven't treated yourself to the cinematic experience of Rose McGowan looking at someone and saying, I am petrified. Then what are you even doing listening to this podcast? Stop what you're doing. Watch that. Yeah, I guess I'm as nervous as I would be about anything.
I don't feel great about it.
If you didn't catch Beaches on Broadway, I have worse news for you. It's gone. Friend of the pod,
and that's
Rabbi Dr. Rebecca Bregman did see it. I didn't get her review, but I mean, the musical, it had been in development for like 10 years and lasted for like 10 minutes on Broadway, unfortunately.
But that's why I'm like, some of these, they think they're doing like, this is going to be like a fun alt thing. And it's just not. Like Heathers, the musical is somewhere right now playing in New York, and literally like not one peep about it.
I've heard that that's not bad though. That's been running off Broadway forever at this point, right?
Really?
The Heathers musical?
Again, no idea.
I think it comes and goes, but it's been around for a minute. I'm trying to see if Wolf Klitzer saw it. I'll have to ask him. King Charles had a big week. First, he was out in public and a seagull pooped on him. And when I tell you that this old age King Charles, Diana probably wouldn't have left this version of King Charles because he's engaging, he's funny, he's not being set up in an arranged marriage. But he notices that the dog shit's on the tail of his coat and he's like, all right, I guess it's not on my head. And then just keeps walking by, greeting the subjects or the commoners or whatever they're called. And he's in a great mood. The radio station, I'm saying he's having a big week.
He's a guy with bigger problems than this.
Totally. Well, he got a lot of positive publicity from the pooping thing. And then a radio station announces
that he died.
Accidentally, that he's that he's dead. That King Charles died. He did not. Which is false.
Right. He's alive.
He did not. It was saying it was Radio Caroline. I'm reading from TMZ. Mistakenly announced the British King's passing on Tuesday when they said a computer error triggered their, quote, death of a monarch procedure.
Not goodbye. Not death of a monarch procedure.
I have a death of a diva procedure in my home. Like if Cher or Mariska or Judi Dench, like if they ever pass away, and there's no guarantee that any of these people ever will, I pull one switch on my newly updated laptop
And I go black everywhere on social media. I don't want the pressure of reacting to it in public.
We have discussed,
or to myself.
We have discussed this. We have. Yeah. I said, "What do you do?" And you said, "I just go black on everything."
I will just go black. There's too much. I won't. I'll call my therapist first of all. That's a real thing, and I would just figure how to get through it. Today we are fixing Nicollette Sheridan. For those of you Patreonettes or Apple subscribers who get the a la carte, coming up on that. What former talk show host is selling her estate for $100 million? And the answer is not Oprah. That's the obvious one. There are two talk show hosts, actually, whose homes are not very far from each other geographically. One of them is selling their home for $5 million. The other is selling for $100 million. We'll tell you about that. Chris Brown is now Dr. Chris Brown. We'll deliver that unfortunate news to you behind the paywall. We think we know when Harry Styles and Zoe Kravitz might be getting married. We think RuPaul may have dementia. And for God's sake, will someone reach out to us so we can fix Akon? Because Akon had an idea this week where he would appear in a giant plastic earth ball and crowd surf over his audience in concert. And when he rolled out there, they just let him drop to the ground. It's the most humiliating thing I've ever seen.
It's like absolutely humiliating.
And I almost cried when you sent it to me last night. I'm not even a fan of Akon, and I need to fix him because I'm
devastated. I'm begging you all. Someone, please.
How long was he seated there? How long?
And then he's stuck in that bubble and like just walking around the front of the GA of his own concert.
On the a la carte, we'll also explain to you why Ray J, who for the past year has just been giving us a list of health problems, why he recently appeared in and lost a boxing match. And is Madonna shading Charli XCX as she promotes her new album? We'll have all that and more on the a la carte. In addition to a hard-hitting interview, not done by us, with one of Chris's nemesis, Juliana Rancic. You asked recently, where the hell is she? She appears on podcasts to tell you where she is.
I saw her pop up. I think it was with Evan and Danny that I saw her last.
It might have been.
I know. I was, God, what a nemesis of mine. Anyway.
And we will be fixing Nicollette Sheridan after these vital messages. Oh, a quick note. Please go to domandterry.com or my Instagram page. I am about 3-ish weeks out from starting a little Pride tour and then a little residency in Provincetown. And all the information's on my website or on my Instagram. We will see you after these vital messages.
Dominic, we have returning guests that have made us play an online version of Traders that I'm desperately begging them to do again because I had so much fun doing it. You know and love them from the I Am the Cute One podcast. It's Donny and Chelsea. Well, welcome back to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having us back.
We had so much fun on Traders.
What if we were Ricky Lake doorbelling you right now and this was an episode of Traders and just 20 other people joining the talk?
Fantastic. That would be fantastic.
You know that Dominic worked on the Ricky Lake show.
I didn't know that.
I feel like every time we talk to you guys, we get more lore. But I'm like, I mean, that does track. That makes perfect sense and yet iconic.
I sure did for 3 years.
We had so much fun doing Traders. And then, Donny, you had everyone come to like a undisclosed location to do a Big Brother version in real life, apparently.
I did. For my 40th birthday in March, I brought 35 of my friends. 28 played. The rest were staff members. Chelsea played.
And if you think he's kidding about staff members, they all had staff T-shirts. And then when he was leading up to the game, when he was talking about people, he would say things like, "Oh, well, the chef is going to take care of that," or like the production assistant. And I'm like, do you mean your lifelong friends that you love and care about, or just fully staff?
Not this nameless chef. Yeah, like could be anyone. That was like basically me. Yeah. So funny. Oh my God. Well, listen, if you need a staff producer next time, let me know.
Perfect. Would love it.
We actually want to do a part 2 with like all podcasters and content creators. I will be on the production side this time because I gave Donny my all and I'm going to be sending him the bill for my therapist after that.
Copy that.
She left it on the floor like the Dance Moms theme song.
Yeah.
That is a dastardly idea. That is truly dastardly. And this footage of the actual event is available online, correct?
Yes, it's on our Patreon. We have a new episode every week. And then when people are kicked off, I'm bringing them on Zoom and I talk to them like a eviction interview.
Oh, brother. Oh, my God.
And it's really
so
like,
good.
if you haven't seen the clips, if you hadn't seen the clips online, it's truly like the wildest 40th birthday party ever. It's in a fucking castle for real. And it is truly like a real life. You will be jealous when you watch it.
The castle was insane. There was like an escape room in the walls, secret passages. At one point, I went to put a broom away in the closet and I pushed too hard on the wall and fell in. And there was like a path.
No.
Crazy. Yeah.
There was an open sewer that if you crawled through, then there was like an enchanted kingdom on the other side. It was truly jigsaw level shit. And if your listeners
Shelly McCabbage was the queen there, right? She's the queen.
We found her. No, but if your listeners are interested, our first episode is up on the Patreon for free if they want to like see
what's
what
up.
it's about. But it's only
that.
getting better and better every week because by the end, people really did commit to the bit. They were really thinking CBS was going to sign a check because we had full reality stars by the end.
I heard it was intense. I mean, were there tears? Like it was like a very emotional ending. One of your participants, I don't know if we should name him, is a not infrequent guest on our podcast as well. And he said it was only 5-star review, but he said it was much more intense than everyone's lighthearted nature would lead you to believe.
Yeah, we're talking about it with smiles 2 months after the fact, but there were plenty of tears. There was plenty of middle school gym class behavior. It was intense.
Yeah. P.S. Smiling 2 months after the fact. Welcome to TV, baby. Welcome to TV. Speaking of intense, we are here. We're back.
We are here.
Miss Nicollette Sheridan.
By the way, whose idea was this? Because when it came to my calendar that we were fixing her, there was an audible. There was like I was thrilled. I didn't even know she was on our list.
She was on the list. She's been on the list, but Donny picked her out and was like,
well, yeah, Chelsea and I have been covering Desperate Housewives on our Patreon, so it's a natural fit. But also our eyes were drawn to Mandy Moore as well, but Mandy Moore doesn't need to be fixed, so I refused to pick her.
I was like, I don't know if that's going to be the best episode or the worst episode that we just come on and no but you, where we're like, she's actually perfect. So speak now.
Oh my!
Wouldn't it be great if a guest came on and actually only to just fuck us over, just to say, "How dare you try to fix me," and then leave.
Yeah,
and then Chris and I would just
her song, her song "I Want Candy" is the perfect song. Next, yeah,
Donny literally just had to cover his mouth because he's going to launch into his Mandy
Why
Moore
it's the best song ever. Yeah.
I'll wait.
Nicollette Sheridan. Let me tell you, no one really, as I was thinking about it, epitomized like the rise and fall of like 80s beauty / trash / glamorous excess. Like she was it. Because as I'm researching her, she ticks so many boxes off from that era that were it not for her reputed and repeated bad behavior, she would be a much more Lisa Rinna-ish star from that era than she is, you know? But let's play the middle name game because she threw a little wrench into it. Okay. Nicollette Sheridan does not have a middle name.
Whoa.
So we have to default. And what I've decided to do this week is that you will guess the middle name of her first husband, another 80s and 90s and current icon, Mr. Harry Hamlin. You will guess Harry Hamlin's middle name. Oh. Harry Hamlin was born October 30th, 1951. He's 74 years old. He is a Libra. He was born in Pasadena, California. On the Dominic scale of gettability, this is a 5-ish. It is a name that it could be a first or a last name. It doesn't really, I think it's more often than not a last name, but if someone says it's their first name, you wouldn't bat an eyelash at all, but it's more often than not a last name.
Was he born Harry or was he born Harold?
I am seeing Harry only.
Okay.
Just Harry. And Harry and Hamlin are his actual names.
Now all I can think
this
of
is hard.
Smith Jared from Sex and the City.
That's what I was thinking too. I was going to say Smith.
That's
I know
so
it's
funny.
not Smith. I know it's not Smith.
I know.
It's not Smith, but it's sort of like along those lines. It doesn't start with an S, but it's like along those lines of like, if someone says, "Hi, my name is Smith," you think, wow, that's usually a last name, but I'm not freaking out.
Okay. Jefferson.
Wow.
That's such a good guess, especially given the clues.
Wow.
It's not Jefferson.
I'm going to say Johnson.
Another great guess, but no, it is not.
Okay.
Christopher?
Washington.
You're all in the wheelhouse, and I bet if we played this for 10 more minutes, someone would get the eventual answer, which is Robinson. Harry Robinson Hamlin.
I was going to guess
I mean, Robinson Crusoe, and maybe I've met one other Robinson, but still, if someone says Robinson, I'm not. Anyway, Nicollette Sheridan, we might as well give you the information about her that we would have gotten. She's 62. She is November 21st, 1963, the last day of Scorpio, easing into Sagittarius, which is why she's both so sexual and probably a fan of archery, is what I'm guessing. She just looks like one. And she, I did not know, was British born. She's American, but she was born in Worthing, Sussex, England.
Wow.
In 1963. She was married to Harry Hamlin in the early 90s, just for a year. And then something I did not know was that she was married for 3 years to Denise Richards' ex, Aaron Pfeiffer's. Did not. I felt the same way Donny is giving Home Alone face right now. I did not. I was similarly shocked when doing the research.
Oh, they talked about it on Beverly Hills, I feel. Am I wrong?
That Nicollette did they?
Because it's that weird connection between all of the former.
Yeah, Denise, Lisa, and then Nicollette.
The Aaron one is crazy. And I know we've seen the outline of the dick. We know how he pulls them, but
yeah, sure.
My God. Like,
I know.
Really, the bar is in hell for men that he was able to pull.
It is. And it's just that because he is so hot, but then like to have him be living in that house with all of his family members and saying that it was Denise that made it gross. And I was like, your whole family's living there because you're all succubi is like horrific. What a horrific person. Anyway.
True garbage goblin.
And the cameras don't lie. That's all. You know, when you think the cameras lie, they don't. They don't. Anyway.
Oh, and a quick reminder, I forgot about this as well. Nicollette Sheridan spans generations, even when it comes to her life partners, because I forgot that she and Michael Bolton were also a thing for many years. And I'm told by Wikipedia now that there were actually 2 incarnations of it. There was like a post-Harry Hamlin marriage and then a pre-Aaron Pfeiffer's marriage. Like they were together.
I mean, the timeline of when they got together, that was when Lisa Rinna started their feud on Watch What Happens Live, when she accused her of cheating on Harry Hamlin with Michael Bolton, I guess when like Harry was in the hospital or something was going on.
Oh, yeah, I remember this now. I do remember this. Well, when you look at her, I mean, she's pulling. Yeah, she's pulling them. Like she's the beautiful, busty blonde actress that's like hot as fuck and is just slaying them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I can speak for, I feel like all 3 of us on this call that's not Dominic, when we say that.
I might definitely different for me than the rest of the people here today, for sure.
I feel that we all got her at Desperate Housewives. And if not that, it was Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley. Great movie. But like, other than that, like I feel that we got her from Desperate Housewives. But Dominic, why don't you tell us? Like,
well, from Knots Landing, just to be clear, I didn't watch Knots Landing when I was a kid because they were middle class. I would only watch the soap operas like Dallas, and I need rich people to be the center of it. It was like a soap opera in a cul-de-sac. Pass. Like, no, absolutely not.
She stayed in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, it was Chelsea. It was very Desperate Housewives adjacent. Like without Knots Landing, there would be no Desperate Housewives.
Okay.
So it is crazy and great. Like if I was the casting director, I would have done the same thing to bring her back to like her origins.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious that you were all introduced to her there because Desperate Housewives was very much, for someone my age, Nicollette Sheridan's comeback. Because
100%.
Knots Landing was her absolute peak. She was white hot. It was a white hot show at the time. She was sexy and bitchy, and like the show always aired like with Dallas or something else. So it was never like a number one show, but it was always still water cooler. And it ran for a long time. It ran longer than Dallas, actually. And she was a sex kitten and a bitch and, you know, all the other things that you would think she would be. So when she came back for Desperate Housewives, we were like, ooh, okay.
And it was a Dallas spinoff, or I made that up?
Yeah, no, it was a Dallas spinoff. Okay. The lead male was JR's brother.
Okay.
And he was a loser. And so he
she was always in my orbit because my mom watched all of the daytime soaps. And so like that's also how like Lisa Rinna came into, like, if I was home from school sick, I was dipping in with these women. But then I do have a superpower of, if I missed a pop culture moment, it's just I have like Men in Black myself and I have no knowledge of it. And so I never watched Desperate Housewives until we started covering it for our Patreon. So like I feel like I've only been introduced to her in the last like year or so.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wowie wee wow.
Treat.
That is a wowie wee wow. Because it's such a watershed show. And we're on the cusp, by the way, of looking back on it, and like people have been talking about rebooting it. There's been like whispers of it online, and you guys are a part of it. I feel like we're entering the era now where we're all going to start talking about it regularly. Yeah. It's like it's going to be part of our lives again. It's just been coming up in conversation in so many ways recently.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it is, I mean, at the end, we've said this 9 billion times, that it is like the precursor to the Real Housewives. Like the reason that all the Housewives shows are branded the Real Housewives is because at the time, Desperate Housewives was the biggest show on television, like 1 billion %.
In the beginning of Real Housewives, because I do a thing before I like something, I hate it, like High School Musical. Now I'm its #1 fan. Yeah. But there was a time where I was like, I'm a college student. I'm not going to watch this.
Yeah, like, what am I, in high school still? Loser. Yeah.
So when Real Housewives started, I was very much that way. I was like, the only housewives I have time for are desperate. Like, first of all, get a life. Second of all, I did have a point, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do love it. And again, like the reason they hold a thing in their hand is because in the opening of Desperate Housewives, they're all Eve with the apple. Mm-hmm. And so that was like their version of, Anyway.
And there was so much lore behind the scenes of Desperate Housewives that is very adjacent to Real Housewives drama. We did a whole episode on our Patreon of the Vanity Fair article of just all of the backstabbing and fighting that went on during that photo shoot of like who gets to be in the center of the spread. Like those women behind the scenes were the original Real Housewives.
Yes. So so here's my thing is like, she's in Knots Landing. Becomes really famous. Then she's running through hot men in Hollywood, right?
And at the same time, becoming somewhat of a TV movie queen. And it was quite a coup, actually, because at the time, Jackie Collins, the sexy novelist, was at her peak. And her main character was this, she'd written a couple of books about this character named Lucky Santangelo. Think of her as like, Dominant. I mean, I'm not. What? I'm not making this up.
Santangelo.
What is that middle name?
Santangelo. Now, she was an 80s heroine. Like women knew Lucky Santangelo because she was in all these books. Okay. And one of the books was Lucky, and the other one was, you know, like in the Misery books, when Kathy Bates is screaming about the character to James Caan in Misery that he's written the character incorrectly. I always interpreted when I watched Misery that it was very much like a Lucky Santangelo character. Like that's who Kathy Bates was like responding to. But she got the lead. Nicole got the lead. There were two. It was like a giant miniseries where they combined the Jackie Collins books, Lucky and Chances. Do you want to know what they called the miniseries? Lucky fucking Chances. Lucky Chances. And that was a big deal because it was like while she was on, she was on the trajectory and then became, for lack of a, she just became a TV movie queen.
Yeah. Which again, money. I mean, like she's did it way before everyone else and probably made so much fucking money.
And I do think that the reputation, I don't know if it happened because her character on Knots Landing was difficult, or that she's a woman. But, we all know like her exit from Desperate Housewives, which we will talk about, is sort of famous for how acrimonious it was. But it wasn't the first time. My memory is that her reputation as behaving that way preceded her being on Desperate Housewives, like that she was always considered difficult, which again, and not to sound woke just for the sake of it, but she is a woman. It is the 80s. Like anyone who spoke up from Suzanne Summers to Joan Collins back then was just difficult anytime they wanted to renegotiate a deal. Yeah. But that reputation preceded her coming to Desperate Housewives. So
interesting.
Okay, so let's go through the husband stuff because that's going to come up. I feel that is important. So she marries Harry Hamlin, right?
For a year. Mm-hmm.
And then is cheating on him with Michael Bolton while Harry Hamlin's in the hospital, question mark. And again, your listeners, I think the last time I was on the show, I like to just say things as if I know them. And God knows if I made it up, if I read it somewhere.
We're not fact-based. Yeah.
Cheats on him with Michael Bolton, we think.
Well, she's married to him. Then she's with Michael Bolton. And then I don't think that she gets married again until Aaron. It's Fipers, right? P-H-Y-P-R, Fipers.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
That's her next husband. She's only been married to Harry and Aaron.
But she was engaged to Michael Bolton both times she was with him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh. And then she's with Aaron, then she leaves him, obviously. And then she's single now?
Apparently. Hey, Siri, who's Nicollette Sheridan currently dating? She is definitely not dating Michael Bolton. Now, thank you for nothing. Thank you for making me go on ChatGPT.
So how do you guys
single.
Yeah, she's single. Okay. So Donny and Chelsea, walk us through Desperate Housewives when she arrives. Like now that it's fresh in your minds, how is it? Tell us everything.
I do want to say really quick, I just looked it up. Lisa Rinna claims that that Nicollette cheated on Harry Hamlin right after his mother's death. So he was in the hospital visiting his mother. Not that that's a happy little tale, but I wanted to get the facts straight.
No, got it. But that just makes it, okay, he was in the hospital like watching his mother leave this earthly plane, and then she was like banging Michael Bolton.
She wanted to give him his privacy.
I know, yeah. Just like on Rhode Island, right? When that husband is like now going to like, he's like, my mom's in the hospital, but then he's with his girlfriend. Yeah.
Nicollette came back without the ring.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about Desperate Housewives. Like now that you're watching her on Desperate Housewives with like 2026 eyes, how do you feel?
Oh, by the way, I don't mean to further interrupt before the chunk of Desperate Housewives, but prior to that, the list that she was on, the actress list she was on, she auditioned for the following two iconic roles, did not get them, obviously. Rachel Green on Friends.
Wow.
Obviously went to Jennifer Aniston. And Grace on Will and Grace. She auditioned for that as well.
Wow.
Well,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so...
I think that...
she's too much of a star for either. Like those two shows, especially like pulled nobodies and then made them stars, and that's like why they were good. Like she's too, like I wonder if they said like you're too famous. That's probably what
they were ensemble pieces.
You're like a Santangelo.
Yeah, truly. But they were both ensemble pieces with a bunch of nobodies when they first started. She needed like a Murphy Brown, a Suddenly Susan,
She needed a Lucky Santangelo series is what she needed.
She needed Lucky the series.
But also both of those characters, like I feel like she is sexuality forward, and like Rachel Green, like because Jennifer Aniston is Jennifer Aniston, of course she is like beautiful and stunning and all of those things.
No, but she isn't.
She's not leading with sex in that role.
Yeah. Right. Nicollette Sheridan is someone that like Joey dates and is like, and she's like, let's fuck like everywhere in public. And he's like, I'm having so much sex. It's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Grace is like a non-starter for me. Like that character's way too insecure to look like
Nicollette Sheridan.
Like she's not that goofy. Then she wouldn't be.
I know because of what we have now, we can't imagine it. But I think in a world where Megan Mullally doesn't exist, I could have taken Nicollette Sheridan as Karen.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Just a different spin of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not Grace.
No, not Grace.
But
Grace
that was probably...
is the Susan Myers if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, sure.
Which Desperate Housewives, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, which is why Edie Britt is my favorite because fuck Susan Myers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's get there. Now, here we are. So here she is. Where do we begin? Do you love her on Desperate Housewives? Let's ask that question first.
Love her. I've always loved her. I watched it in real time in 2004, and I loved her then. And in a 2026 rewatch, I love her now. Like, if it was written for the first time in 2026, are there lines that would have been changed? Sure. But I do think that kind of woman still has a place in 2026, and I'm her biggest fan.
Yeah, like her only motivation is to go head to head with Susan Myers at any opportunity that she can. And I love that. She literally will just like drive by. And the thing about her is like, she's not as entrenched. Like I would call almost her, like she's a friend of, especially, I mean, we've only watched up to season 3. So I don't know where it goes from there.
She is a friend of, though. She is a friend of.
She's not always entrenched. So there will literally be episodes where like she drives by on her, like in her sports car and like yells a slur at Susan and keeps it moving. It's like, there she is. Like that was her. That was her.
You may recall the season that she's in a leg cast the whole season. It's simply because she was on Three's Company Chrissy roller skates behind Susan's car, just yelling at her. There was no need for that, but it surely did end up with her run over and in a cast for a season.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh God! The things that used to happen on that show. Like, when I'll never forget the tornado that came down Wisteria Lane.
Chelsea's not there yet, but
sorry.
That's not a spoiler. That's a teaser.
Well, and also Donny does the thing where he's like, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but when there's a shooting in a grocery store, I won't tell you who was in the grocery store. I'm like, okay, so
I can't wait. That's the next season we're covering is the grocery store. Is the grocery store shooting. My favorite episode of all time.
Chelsea, there's also a plane crash.
The original Seattle Grace Hospital.
No,
where anything's gonna happen.
Chelsea, literally the same plot. Like when I tell you, I was like, I was watching the plane crash on Grey's in college, I was like, didn't this just happen on Desperate Housewives?
I mean, we've already had a man locked in a basement, so where do we go from there? You know,
where do we go from here? Also, where's Jesse Metcalf? Should he be fixed?
Add him to the list. We'll come back.
Because he, like, what a hot piece. You know what I mean? Like, back then.
Even now, I'm in his DMs monthly saying, like, hey, start a singing career. He hasn't yet.
Oh, God. Not you in his DMs.
He was in the Dallas reboot. He played Christopher Ewing when it was on TNT. Was it TNT? A couple years ago when they brought it back before JR died in real life.
Ugh. And we'll get there, but Nicollette Sheridan was in the Dynasty reboot.
Beyond. Like, great. She isn't who I would have picked, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But it was a good choice. It was definitely a good choice.
I agree.
By the way, Nicollette Sheridan initially auditioned for Bree Vandekamp in Desperate Housewives, the role that went to Marcia Cross. That was her, I guess, her initial audition before they gave her the part of Edie.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, don't they have...
I can see it, though. But I could see her doing it. I think she could pull it off.
Because isn't Bree like the uptight one, and then she gets
Rex
like sexually
cries after he ejaculates?
I think that's because, just like Megan Mullally, I think it's because we have Marcia Cross as Bree to compare it to. Yeah. I think there could have been like a blonde version of Bree that is almost like a White House correspondent adjacent.
Yeah, sure. And then like secretly a whore. Yeah. I love that.
Like repressed in that way. I could see it. But I mean, there is, the casting was, they got it right.
Yeah.
And so Desperate Housewives, Dominic, like you said, is her resurgence, right? Like from Knots Landing and all these TV things. And like she then is prime time. She's there. I'm assuming the homosexuals
Golden Globe nominated, by the way, for the Edie Britt role. In 2005, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. And that's a tough one because that supporting actress nomination at the Golden Globe is for like everything that ever appears on television. It's not broken down at all. It's like a movie or miniseries. I'm sure her co-stars loved that.
Yeah. But Dominic, people that watch Knots Landing are like jizzing their pants because she's in Desperate Housewives, right?
I would assume, yeah, because that's how they know her, or as Lucky Santangelo.
Yeah, but again, like this is a big win for her to be on Desperate Housewives, right?
This was her comeback. This was like, oh, there she is. Yeah.
It was her comeback, and it was very much like not a comeback, but a little bit of that for everybody in it, besides Lynette. I don't know Felicity Huffman from anything else, but like Terry Hatcher after a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That's true.
Eva Longoria.
Marcia Cross from Melrose Place. Like, this was our ultimate girls trip.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Which is why then that added to all the behind the scenes drama because they all like had their own cross to bear getting back into the spotlight and were expecting it to be like their moment. And then they had to share the spotlight.
Yeah, but it was everyone's moment. Yeah.
They didn't share too nicely.
Yeah.
God, share the spotlight and share slots on all, because they would all go up for lead actor, all 4 of them. Terry and Marcia and Felicity and Eva, they would all, and one year they'd all been nominated at a certain point. I don't think all 4 of them were nominated at the same time, but the only one in my recollection who ever won the Emmy was Felicity Huffman, right? For lead actress. So funny because it was like the least showy of the roles.
And I think Eva Longoria was the only one that was never nominated.
Oh, she was never nominated. Oh,
wow.
Bitter.
Well, that's why she's like stayed just like she's just on to the next and on to the next. She's someone who like never stops moving and like she's still in the cycle because she like won't let us not.
She owns a lot of shit. No, she produces and directs a lot of shit. Like she's constantly.
I mean, she's the one that has the biggest career of any of them that's been on the show, right? Like
technically
1 billion %. But it's because she like literally like did it by her own fingernails, like digging in and doing it.
And, you know, not a lot of things maybe aged perfectly about that show, but if one of them was not going to be nominated, I'm glad that they didn't give the platform to the known pedophile of her character. Who repeatedly, like every time I watch an episode, I'm like, I'm just going to pretend that Gabby Solis isn't actively fucking a high school student. And they don't let me forget it because then they'll have conversations where said high school student's mom shows up and is like, hey, remember when you fucked my underage son? So I do understand that if at least one of them wasn't going to be nominated, it wasn't that storyline, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Now, in order to talk about Nicolette's famous demise, we might have to spoil a plot point or two. Is that okay with you?
That's totally fine.
She's like, please.
I mean, again, Donny's not spoiling things by just telling
saying like there is a shooter in
it. No, but this one, Chelsea, I did keep a secret from you, but it's all right. We're here.
Well, you know, also I have the memory of a goldfish. So by the time we get to it, I'm going to act like I've never heard it before.
You're gonna be like, I didn't know this at all.
Well, we don't have to say how she exited the show, but she did exit the show in season 5. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And she was the only of, everyone in the finale, again, with no spoilers, almost everyone who'd ever had like a significant role on the show showed up in some way in the final episode of the show, everyone except for Nicollette Sheridan. She was the only one whose character who did not show up in like a flashback or anything.
And I think in the finale, I might be making this up, Dominic, but I think I'm right. They show like feet of someone that is very clearly supposed to be Edie, and then it like pans up and shows someone else we're returning to. So like we didn't write her character out of the finale. We just don't want you back.
It's very Samantha looking at her phone and
yes, 100%. Yes. Oh my God, not Samantha looking at her phone. I forgot. I blocked that out of my mind, and now it's back.
I'm sorry to do that to you.
So she leaves the show in February of 2009, and then in April of 2010, she files what was at the time a pretty like well-covered lawsuit against Mark Cherry, the EP and the creator of Desperate Housewives. And she said that she was assaulted by Mark Cherry on the set of the show and was then fired when she reported this alleged abuse to the network. So her lawsuit was for, and I quote, wrongful termination, assault, battery, gender violence, discrimination based on sex, sexual orientation, age, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, which coincidentally is exactly, I think, what Kylie Jenner's housekeepers are doing in a
legitimately though. No, but actually, like LOL, but
that's a long list. And I'm looking at it with an eyebrow raised. I'm like, how are you going to throw age and sex and everything in there when literally everyone else on this television show is a middle-aged white or Latin woman? Like, how are you going to, that's a little bit weird.
Well, that's what, when you said she, like all women of the 80s, not all, but like a lot of women of the 80s were known to be problems on set. And that is just because they were speaking up for raises and the like. That's true. But Mark Cherry, who famously only works with women, only slapped one, you know?
And I do want your listeners to know, as you were reading that laundry list of allegations, Donny was fighting for his life not to smile. Like, you could see the delight and glee, the sparkle in his eye as he's
turning bright red
about the lawsuit.
Yes.
Yeah, just hearing like
Mark Cherry's part. Well, he just said it was a tap on the head with his fingers.
No,
done during
Caitlyn Jenner only taps that person with her cards.
He was supposedly demonstrating to Nicollette how she should play a physical gag in a scene, and he said he just tapped her head, and that was it. It was not
that person with her car. I'm dead. Here's the thing that's funny is like if this happened 2 years ago, she'd be the biggest star in the world, and he would be like crucified publicly. Do you know what I mean? It's so sad how because it probably got swept under the rug. I bet no one reported on it. Really, it was. I don't remember it being a big story in the news. You know what I mean? It wasn't. And like, that's what the saddest part of the whole thing is, that it's like, we would have all rallied around her. And if we had social media the way that we do now, it would be the biggest story in the world.
The think pieces on Threads would be
popping.
Yeah.
It was, I'm going to push back a little. It was very, in the circles I ran in, it was very well reported on.
Okay.
Because I was a Desperate Housewives head, famously didn't watch Real Housewives because of it. But I think what didn't help is for people that actually feel the way I said I felt like 5 minutes ago, like none of the other women on the show were on her side.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard, especially in 2009, to be like, oh, we have to, support the woman when the other women in the cast are supporting the gay man.
The like leader.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because they need to keep their job. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like you're still at the time where like if they go against him, it's like lights out for them.
And I think they just, for what we talked about before, she was a problem on set. I quoted, for those just listening, a problem on set. So the other women didn't like her. So then it became
they're like, well, I'm not going to stick my neck out for you because you're mean to me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not about morals. It's about like, the girl I don't like got slapped and now I don't have to work with her anymore.
Yeah. Which is horrific, but seems like that's what it was like. Like that's like seemingly that's what it was like on set. They were already all fighting all the time and all that shit.
They were waiting for Terry Hatcher to get slapped so they didn't have to work with her anymore.
Well, some of the charges were dropped and then the jury couldn't reach a verdict. So there was a mistrial. And I guess there was supposed to be a retrial, but it was dismissed because the court just determined that Nicollette Sheridan was not wrongfully fired. So they just dismissed it and it went away.
Well, one of you can take this for how to fix her, but I want all of the evil in the world to combine, and I want Ryan Murphy to make a series about this.
I was thinking like this could be a great feud. It's like all of the women from Desperate Housewives on set, but I don't think he would ever I don't think they would ever have enough access to do it.
Probably.
Like, I don't think they would, like, especially not after him basically saying that Daryl Hannah is like a drug lord. Like, I feel like it's like hard to now get, it's like the like liberties that he'll take on this will be bad. But I was thinking earlier, like, that's a really good thing. I know I have my pitch, but
okay.
But I'm like, it's funny. Like that was one that ran through my mind.
Mm.
And funny enough, what has she been doing recently? Nothing. And I bet you any money it's because she filed a lawsuit against this guy.
I think that she also might. I mean, it's not a might. I'm almost sure. And it's not every hot person suffers from this, but most hot people suffer from ultra hot privilege syndrome. And I think someone like Nicollette Sheridan does interpret someone putting fingers on my head in a harmless demonstration as like a violent assault. I think that is how someone like that interprets it. And I think that is, at least I think that's why she can't keep too many jobs or keeps getting fired from these high profile gigs, because she just does not want to be pressed at all. I think she's just one of these people. Again, Michelle Pfeiffer, also ultra hot, does not suffer from that one bit. Nicollette Sheridan, though, I think she's got UHPS. Oops. Ultra hot privilege syndrome.
But then,
not ups.
But then conversely, because I think another side effect of ups could be that like hot people get away with a lot more. So like it makes me wonder how egregious is her behavior for people to push back, because like a very hot person like her could like spit in my face and I'm like, thank you. You're so hot. You're so beautiful. Thank you for being so close to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I wonder if, because she was on all of Knots Landing, she didn't get fired from that. So I wonder if like when she was young and hot, she got away with it. And part of the problem now is that people are like putting an end to it.
Maybe.
Like you might still be hot, honey, but you're 46. I'm gonna slap you.
We'll get Elaine Hendricks. Like, let me get Elaine Hendricks in here because people on the Parent Trap. Like, get out of here. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, that is true.
I love Elaine Hendricks. I hate that they did that to her.
Yeah,
I hate it. Because then you have to picture Elaine Hendricks married to Grant Show at some point, who played Blake. I just didn't buy it. I don't know if it was the Parent Trap or her being so much shorter than him. I never bought it. But Grant Show and Nicollette Sheridan, their chemistry was volcanic to me. Like whenever they did scenes together, I was like, they're still married now. If I'm Crystal Carrington, I'm shitting in my pants that this bitch is married.
Yeah.
It was great. Well, are we here, Christopher?
I think we are.
We've pulled up to the arena. The carpet has been rolled out. Donny, Chelsea, listeners, this is where Chris and I will give our pitches to fix Nicollette Sheridan. And Donny and Chelsea will either pick the winner or say, I have something better for you. And then Chris and I will decide whether or not it actually was better. And then you'll vote on it, or they'll still just have to go back to our original two ideas.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know why I just explained it. We haven't explained it in months. We used to do it like every week.
No,
it's because my memory is a goldfish. So despite me being on the show, you wanted to make sure that I fully
knew
understood.
how the
Sometimes I need to remind myself.
Yeah, we do.
Our 170th episode. I still need a reminder. Christopher, the floor is yours. See what I did there? Because Donny's here. That's why I said that.
Nicollette Sheridan.
Oh, how sad.
She's I was like, what's her name? I was like, I didn't have one. Nicollette George Washington.
Nicollette Robinson Sheridan.
Robinson Crusoe. Swiss Family Robinson Sheridan. What like I should be pitching is that she's in the next season of The White Lotus, but like we've done that 9 billion times. And I feel that like that could happen for her in general. What I actually want her to do is go on to The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And here's what I'm going to say. Whenever Denise came on with Aaron and like there was like, oh, it was Aaron. And then, I used to date Harry Hamlin and me and Denise both dated, what's his name? That man that just died. What was the soap star's name that just died that they both dated? Like Patrick Maruli or something like that. What's his name?
Patrick Muldoon.
Muldoon. Yeah. Like, we both dated him and blah, blah. And when that was all coming up, Nicollette Sheridan then was getting on Twitter and being like, I was married to Aaron and like, Denise better watch her back. Like just being a menace online. And everyone was like, Nicollette Sheridan should be cast on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think this is a perfect way. Because I know a lot of people are saying reboot the show. A lot of people are saying that they don't want, like, the OGs need to go and they need to do new people and blah, blah, blah. If some people are leaving and it's like a half reboot, bringing back Rinna, she's also primed to kind of do it already. Like Rinna's like, you can tell Rinna's sniffing around to try to get back on. And so it's like,
she's had a great run of fixing herself.
Yes.
Her on Traitors.
Correct.
Like, because I was a Rinna lover and then everything I loved about her annoyed the shit out.
Yep. Same.
By the end, annoyed the shit about. And then I watched her on Traitors and I was like, oh, right. Like,
same. Yep. Exact same.
She is her.
And I'm like, she did a great job. So like, she's already sniffing around to try to get back on. Let's say Kyle and Dorit and Eric are like, we're done by and they leave. To have Rinna back with Denise back, because Denise has been popping up a little bit this season, which I'm happy about and really enjoy. Also, her facelift is 17 million out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Her, Rinna, and then Nicollette Sheridan, and then they're all going to bring up all their past indiscretions with these men. And like, that's just like Nicolette's way to come in. And then also to make it be so self-referential about like, oh, I was on the show that created this, basically, is so good. And I just feel like her coming on to Real Housewives would be absolutely electric and the exact thing that Beverly Hills needs right now to like give us a jolt. And that's my pitch.
Okay.
I very much, particularly after seeing Donny and Chelsea's faces, which I have the benefit of doing, the listeners do not, and my own love of your idea, there was a brief moment when I just thought I would forfeit because I think that should be the actual. Yeah. It's so clearly what she would do and not something I thought of. So I'm going to congratulate you in advance, but still give my own idea.
Sure. Okay. You never know, Donny.
My lame ass. You never. She can do both. She really is like. I hate like the overused phrase "one woman show" as someone who literally pays his bills with one woman shows. I think that she should do an actual one woman show. She is a fucking time capsule. Like she was always the right age at the right time to somehow be like geriatric in pop culture years, but also like she's still absolutely unspeakably gorgeous and in her prime physically, even at 62, 63. I think that everything lines up for her. She has dated like people we didn't mention, like Leif Garrett and Scott Baio, like in the 80s when they were both like, she's been there since like the birth of what we would call modern day pop culture. I see her doing like what Elaine Stritch did 15 years ago, just showing up on stage in a collared shirt and stockings and just going through
just talking about all their dicks.
Not even a memoir. I need to see her face. Like I want to see her talk about. I saw Kathleen Turner do this at the Carlisle a couple of years ago. It was fantastic. Like to be there, to throw in a musical number or two, or even if it's just a song and she's speaking over it. I don't want her to do like she'll do a standard memoir at some point and we'll all probably like her less after because she's going to be tone deaf about much of it. That's why I need to see her. This is where, and it's been years since I've pitched an evening with, but I am going to say we need an evening with Nicollette Sheridan. That's a great, from Scott Baio to Harry Hamlin to like she's got the fucking goods. And I want to see it presented in the campy gay way that it deserves, because she is, like it or not, she's Lucky Santangelo. She is
One night with Lucky.
Feeling lucky. And that is my pitch. And I think it's actually a solid pitch. I don't think that it is the platinum shining star that is Nicollette Sheridan being on.
Well, here's what I'll say is, when she comes on The Housewives, she's gonna need a storyline, and what better storyline? What better like first season Housewives business than launching a one woman show? And can you imagine Lisa Rinna in the audience opening night, watching her on stage talking about Harry
Hamlin's dick?
I mean, let's talk about the husband.
And maybe Rinna will be reappearing in Chicago at the same time in the theater next door if Peacock gets their shit together, and they could have them all on Broadway at the same time.
That would be great. And then they have to do it on the same night, and then everyone has to choose which thing they're going to go to.
Brilliant.
Okay, so now you two have to decide what you think is the winning pitch.
Well, Chris, I was going to say yours as the better idea if neither one of you said that. So with that said, you do get my vote. I do think, and like we were saying, all of them at one time, Denise, Lisa, Nicollette, they would all be great in one season. But if they're not ready yet, like we can get Nicollette first. Let's bring in Nicollette next season, warm her up. And then when they all have at least one season under their belt, in 2 years, we'll bring them all on. Mm-hmm. Because I do think Nicollette will feel, and it will turn her away from a contract, feel like we're ambush. Going to attack her right off the bat. And I think that's why she didn't join when people were pressing her for it before, because we had already been saying, bring Nicollette on. But at this point, Denise and Lisa were so cemented in the cast already that like she would have been the woman of the season that was going to be attacked by the Fox Force 5. So I think if we bring her on, let her cement herself, and then a year after that, and then we have the other girls.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And just like wind up Lisa Rinna in the rafters, watching her.
Yeah, to like go and like try to devour. Yeah, like like truly cannibalism, like personified when like, the door opens and then Lisa comes in.
Lisa Rinna in her kitchen with her rats, watching the show each week and just like getting ready for to finally duke it out. Yeah, I do have to go with Chris's idea, but I do like the idea of combining the two. But I think given what I learned today on this educational podcast of the history of Knots Landing to Desperate Housewives to now Real Housewives, like there's a through line there that makes sense for her career.
I agree. All right, so I think I'm the winner.
Congratulations, Chris. I mean, and inspired. I don't know why I wouldn't have done that automatically, but that's the idea. That's it. God, can you imagine?
It would be incredible. It would be incredible. And she's rich, hot, and like, who's she banging now? Like watching her date would be incredible on the show.
And it's like taking her downfall, her Achilles heel, and turning it into gold. Because if she's a menace behind the scenes, put her in front of a camera and put her on her best or on her worst behavior. And that's what's going to make a star in this lane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she can be like, Mark Cherry, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and that'd be great. My God, what a whirlwind this has been. Yeah, we really did do it.
You're welcome, Nicollette.
Yeah, I hope this happens. Donny and Chelsea, tell us where everyone can find you. Thank you for being here again. Where can everyone go watch you guys do a real life Big Brother? Where can we see Chelsea learning about Desperate Housewives? Tell us everything.
If you want to listen to our podcast for free, you can listen wherever you listen to podcasts. I am the cute one. But then on our Patreon, we are currently airing Birthday Brother, which is our Big Brother game that Chelsea competes in and I host. And we also covered the first 2 seasons of Desperate Housewives so far on there. And we'll probably, by the end of 2026, cover season 3.
It's time to circle back, yeah.
Yeah.
And where can everyone find you online?
I am at Real Donnywood on Instagram. And Chelsea is?
I'm at Ono Chels on Instagram and Threads, and yeah, that's where you can find me.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Dominic, where can people find you?
My website's dominterry.com. My Instagram is at Dominic Pupa. I have some shows coming up in June, which I'm now affectionately titling This Is Not a Pride Show. It's just gay, and I'm just gay, and it's June, but happy Pride anyway. Anyway, it's just I do stand-up, so come see it. And then I'll have a residency in Provincetown at the Red Room this summer, so if you're there, please come see me. Christopher, where can the listeners of our podcast find you on the World Wide Web?
You can find me at the Krista Rosa. You can find the show at Fixing Famous People, and you can find the Patreon at patreon.com/fixingfamouspeople. I wish you all well, and as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.